Hope you're ready for it, because this week officially marks the beginning of summer. So this time we start Explore Tulsa with a guy that makes sure those summer concert instruments are finely tuned.
Then right on target.
Followed by a party milestone.
Plus we close with a bang.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. As always, we are very grateful for you to invite us into your homes each week for Explore Tulsa.
Yay, and summer is here and I'm ready to get my Speedos out, hit the lakes, maybe the water park.
Maybe a nice Hawaiian shirt and some shorts would be a better look for you while taking an outdoor concert.
We do have plenty of great outdoor concerts, but the string section wouldn't be nearly as perfect if it wasn't for Louis Lynch at the Tulsa Violin Shop.
Most of my career has been as a professional cellist. I played in symphonies in Milwaukee, New Jersey, Kansas City, and Tulsa. Well, I have arthritis in my back, so I've stopped playing, but I'm hoping to get back into playing a little bit. But I'm retired from the symphony. I used to play in the opera as well. Yeah. That's what brought me to Tulsa, was playing in the symphony. Well, I originally came to Tulsa in 1983, playing with the Tulsa Philharmonic, and later on, when I got into doing repair work, I was away from Tulsa for about 3 or 4 years, and I came back in 1996, and May 1st of that year is when I opened up the shop. Well, I didn't start till I was 16 years old, and it was kind of an interesting, serendipitous sort of thing. I had a brother that played for a little bit, and the high school orchestra director knew who I was and saw me at a football game when I was a sophomore and asked if I'd like to come in, and so I did, and that's how I got started. I started out a few years before I opened the shop. Well, actually, probably about the mid-'80s when I started getting into doing repairs. Right. Well, I mean, sometimes we do work on very old instruments, and that's always a challenge and rewarding. But it depends on, of course, what you're doing. But I really find that my temperament is suited to sitting at a bench working on instruments, and I like the atmosphere, the ambiance of being here. It's very quiet, very peaceful. It's a wonderful instrument. You know, everybody has to find their own voice, but for me, that suited me. I like the sound of it, and it's a very expressive instrument. And great literature, you know, a lot of great pieces for the cello. But mostly, I think I really enjoy playing chamber music, and most string players, I think, would agree with that. And when I played in Kansas City, Leonard Bernstein was there for a festival of his. He didn't conduct, but he was there, and there was moving. And then Aaron Copland conducted the orchestra in a small town in Baldwin, Kansas one time. Conducted his own piece, Appalachian Spring. So that was, when you're with someone that's really, you know, a significant musical figure, you know, you do remember those. And then I remember going to performances when I lived in New York City that were just amazing, and some here as well. There have been a lot of things that have come into the community. The Kaiser Foundation, its footprint has been unbelievable. And the owner of this building and a lot of the others, David Sharp, has always been very supportive. And so it's been a very, I would say, gratifying and rewarding experience just being here and watching things. I call it the explosion. You can recognize talent, and there's been some very, very talented young people, you know, pass through the shop that I've watched grow up, you know, and get to college and professionally and that sort of thing. So it's always rewarding to see that, but also for me, it's really gratifying to see people, young kids, but also older people that are amateurs that just want to enjoy playing. It's as simple as that. You know, it's nice to come to work in an environment that's very pleasing, and I have two guys that are working here with me. Couldn't ask for a better arrangement. So.
Louis is such a master of his craft, and it's so cool that his shop has been downtown before downtown was cool.
To learn more, visit TulsaViolin.com or just stop in and say hello the next time you're in the Vanguard.
You know, playing the violin is a lot like shooting a bow and arrow.
How in your wildest dreams did you come up with that?
Well, your strings are involved, and you pull it all the way back to your chin where your violin goes. Probably don't want to point the bow towards the audience, though.
Probably not, but we'll learn all about bow and arrow safety when we visit the Archery Outpost, next on Explore Tulsa.
We do podiatry, we do dental oral appliances, we do women's health, we see children, pediatrics, and overall family care.
I'm a primary care provider for Sooner Care. We're also taking commercial insurances now as well. Any given day, I might do a well child on a 4-day-old baby, and then see a 72-year-old who's here because they need to follow up on their sleep study.
Patients seem to like the idea where they can just come here and they don't have to worry about going to all these different specialists, whether they need a sleep study or a CPAP machine or diabetic shoes or an oral appliance. We help bring all that to the table for them.
And especially with oral appliances, custom fit by a specially trained dentist, and we have Dr. Bennett, who's the best in the business.
It has been my dream to be able to work with all the specialties together. There are not many places in the United States that have all parts of this together. To me, it's amazing, and that's truly how sleep and patient care should be.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Hi there, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa. Now, CV, have you ever shot a bow and arrow?
Of course I have, the kind with the little plungers on the end. You gotta lick them first so they stick pretty good.
Well, the arrows we'll be using at Archery Outpost are probably not the type you want to be licking.
I just hope they have a crossbow like the one Daryl uses in The Walking Dead.
I did not grow up being a hunter, but I always enjoyed watching it, and I think I was always interested in it. I frankly didn't start hunting until I graduated from college and met my soon-to-be wife, and she grew up in western Oklahoma, and they bird hunted out there. That was my first exposure to hunting, and loved it the first time I went. I first got introduced to archery about the mid-2000s, 2005, 2006. One of my workers was a big avid bow hunter, and I always enjoyed hunting, but I'd never been a bow hunter before. So he took me down to a bow shop, got my first bow, and after that first season, I was just hooked. Well, it was kind of twofold. One, the archery store in Tulsa, the pro archery store, which is what we are, had went out of business. I was a bow hunter. I was traveling to Sapulpa. I was traveling to Okmulgee to get my work on. The building and the business that I have here, I had a vacant spot in there, coincidentally at the same time. This happened to be a bow shop 15 years earlier, and we'd still have people coming by looking for the bow shop. So one thing led to another, and it just all worked out. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a whole lot of athleticism components in bow hunting. It does take some concentration. All the bow hunters that I've ever known has missed an easy shot, and you're always going back wondering what the heck just happened there. So you do have to concentrate. You have to concentrate on your form. You have to know what your limitations are. You don't want to try to take a bad shot that may be out of range. So it's kind of a component to everything. And of course, when the animal's there in front of you, your heartbeat starts going, the adrenaline goes up, and anything can happen. Well, just the excitement of when you're hitting a target. You know, everybody wants to try to hit the bullseye, and that's typically not the case. It takes a lot of skill to do that. But with bow hunting, you don't have to be 100% hitting the crosshairs every time. You can go ahead and be successful in being able to take your range and narrow it down, and just go that way. Well, first off, you want to get a bow that fits. Not only bows are set up for different sizes, different draw lengths, different poundages. You don't want to get a bow that's too long, too short, too heavy, too small. But what you want to do is get comfortable. We have a range upstairs, and you know, a lot of what bow hunting is just your budget too. So you can start out with a recurve bow that may be just around $100, all the way up to $1,000 plus compound bows rigged up for what you need. So the best thing is, if you don't know, come on by. There's introductory lessons up here. You can see if you like it and just take it from there. Well, it all starts with really grip and anchor point. You don't want to treat the bow like you're holding it in a vise. It's basically just floating in your hand, more or less. You go back and you anchor, and you want to have a consistency whatever you do. You don't have to have great form as long as you do it consistently every time. But once you get that great form down, that's when all of a sudden your targets go from a group like this to maybe a group like that. Well, one of the things I enjoy most about teaching somebody to hunt or sharing in their experiences, they will come back and share their experience with us. They may be at the counter 20 minutes talking about just what happened that weekend. What makes them excited gets us excited. We're all part of the same type of group. We all enjoy being out the outdoors, and that's the most fun thing about it, is really being outside to see either the sun comes up or the sun goes down and see just what nature has in store for us.
You know, shooting a bow and arrow is really a lot of fun. Plus, they have all kinds of competitions where you shoot at targets and don't have to hurt any animals.
Well, to get started in your new hobby, visit archeryoutposttulsa.com for lessons and a peek at the equipment available.
Archery Outpost might be a great place to have a party or even a wedding.
You have a lot to learn about weddings. Luckily, Sheridan Salmon of Milestones by Sheridan joins us next to set you straight when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Like, parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried. You know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better. And it's never too late to discover new things.
You just never know what song's gonna come on next.
Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Come here for yourself at Video Revolution.
Hey, we're back and right smack in the middle of wedding season.
If you're trying to marry me off again, I swear I'm gonna smack you.
No, of course not, but I thought you'd be interested in some stats.
Like what?
2.3 million people get married every year in the U.S. That's 6,200 weddings a day. And Donald Trump can't make it to all of them.
Maybe he should aim at only going to the ones that are better planned, like those that are set up by Milestones by Sheridan.
A lot of people think that a wedding planner is this luxury good that it's out of reach unless I have a $26,000 budget, which is what the average wedding costs. And it was really important to me to create a wedding package that demonstrates that you can have a very beautiful event and it doesn't have to cost, you don't have to sacrifice your future in order to have it. I love planning things ever since I was a teenager. I love handling a bunch of different details, arranging those, making sure everything runs according to plan, and I really come alive when I'm handling all that. One time when I was in college, I was part of a big concert, and I was on a production team there. And so there was a schedule of what was supposed to happen when, down to the minute, and that was just thrilling for me. My first experience in the hospitality industry is in catering, and so I did events while I was in college, and so there'd be big banquets. I also worked at a 5-star restaurant, and so I really enjoyed that, just the theatrics of it. As I left college, I worked in several different nonprofits and was involved in doing meetings and conferences, some food management, and so that's really kind of everything I've done has kind of encompassed events in some way, and so owning my own business was something I had dreamed about for years, and so last year, 2016, I took the plunge and started my own business, Milestones by Sheridan. I think especially for brides, all the details of a wedding, there are so many things to think about. I think a lot of brides feel very overwhelmed, and so I really like to come in and provide support so that they have less stress on them and they can really enjoy that season of their life. So that's a big thing for me, I think, is feeling like I'm helping someone, I'm relieving stress, I'm taking care of details that they don't have to think about. Atmosphere is really important for your guests, and so whether it's with the lighting or the decor, you know, those different elements I think really set the mood. So I think that's really important. Music I think is really a big thing, whether it's background music or, you know, the first dance or just having a fun atmosphere. I think music adds a lot. Yes, I think the flow is really important, and that's one thing I offer to my clients is for whatever event I'm planning, I put together a detailed timeline, and so I'm there the day of the event, whether it's their wedding or another social event, and I'm there ensuring that things are happening when they're supposed to, that the vendors are showing up when they committed to show up. So that's one thing I do, and I really enjoy that. One thing that was really important to me in starting my business was to give brides an affordable option. And so I created packages where I work with different vendors in Tulsa, and there's a lot of elements already included in my packages with like the flowers and the cake. I do work with different venues, so the venue is not included in my packages, but I work with the client, you know, to go where they want to go. And so that was really important to me, to make my services accessible for, you know, average person getting married. For me, it's a really big sense of accomplishment. I love being a part of a production, and I also love being a part of really one of the most significant days of someone's life. It's a really great feeling to be a part of that.
Sheridan really knows how to put a great event together, and she let the crew and I eat the Skittles that she set out, so yay for her.
To get yourself on Sheridan's calendar and learn more about the packages she offers, visit milestonesbysheridan.com.
Sheridan might want to look at adding some fireworks to her events. I wish my wife and I would have had fireworks at our wedding.
Weren't you supposed to provide that at your honeymoon?
Very funny, but when we come back, we'll get the real deal when it comes to things that go boom, with a trip to Great Scott Fireworks next on Explore Tulsa.
600 million people from over 238,000 miles away watched what no other person had ever done before. Neil Armstrong became the first man to step on the surface of the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Television brings us more than just entertainment. It brings us history. History that changes our lives. Sony and Video Revolution take you there, from space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Don't exercise too hard. Over-exercising stimulates hormonal changes in the body that promote fat storage.
That's right.
Actually, over-exercising can make you fat.
When it comes to exercise, focus on maintaining an active lifestyle. Simply make a plan to move more and sit less.
Establish a regular cardiovascular workout routine, at least 3 to 4 times a week.
Get out for a brisk walk, regular time on the treadmill or even the elliptical.
For a balanced exercise plan, look for our online video-based workout programs.
Get started today by visiting wellnesslifeacademy.com.
Hello, and thanks for staying with us for more Explore Tulsa. Now we're just a couple of weeks away from the 4th of July. Have you got your fireworks yet, Stevie?
Oh, you better believe it, but I have a friend of mine in Skiatook who puts on a big show every year.
Ooh.
One year his display board kind of tipped over and we had a bunch of rockets there ready to launch.
Oh my gosh, what did you guys do?
We ran. It was like we were at war, rockets flying at everyone.
Oh my gosh, well, to avoid that this year, you guys need to get your fireworks from Great Scott Fireworks. I'm sure Scott can give you some tips on staying safe.
Oh, I remember them M80s and the cherry bombs. My boys, I used to fight with them. They'd go to the creek so they could throw them in the creek, and they loved to do that.
Well, yeah, after the 4th of July, as a kid, we'd go down to the river bridge, and that's back when pop bottle rockets was legal in Oklahoma. And boy, we would have a pop bottle rocket fight. There'd be 20 or 30 of us out there, and Mom hated it. Absolutely, it's family owned. We started probably in around 1968. My father started it, Howard Scott, and then one of my older brothers ran it for several years, Rick Scott, and then he passed, and then I ran it for the last several, decades.
And that Randy is a worker. Boy, not a lazy bone in him.
My mother lives next door. My aunt and uncle's on the other side next door. I employed a lot of my cousins, my daughter, my other daughter, my grandkids. Even Mom shows up to watch the money box. We go to just about every shootout that there is, and we sit there for hours and hours and hours and watch what goes off and decide we don't want that one. Oh man, we want that one. And we'll bring in 30 or 40 cases of the best of the best. Shootouts when all the importers get together and they shoot one item at a time and you get to watch it. And then we're going to do a display for everybody to see. People only buy fireworks one time a year. So if we do it on June 14th, which is Flag Day, it gives them a chance to look at it to see what they actually want to buy for the 4th of July, America's birthday. We probably have the biggest selection of fireworks than anyone in Oklahoma. We have some of the most unique items. We have a lot of items that no one else in Oklahoma has, whether it's some of our display cakes or some of the artillery, the reloadable ones. We got some of the biggest reloadable artillery you can get. Yeah, a cake is a multi-shot item. A lot of items in the old days, it was one fuse, one thing, one fuse, one burst. Last many years, a cake is one fuse and it shoots 16 shots, or one fuse that shoots 27 shots. We've got some that shoots 200 and some shots. One fuse, and it's a party with one fuse. It's a display all by itself. But we have some really unique ones also. I remember several years ago we had one called Obama Mania, and it was a good cake. It sold good, it shot real good. We sold the fire out of those things, whether you're an Obama fan or not. This year we have one called Triumphant. It's a Donald Trump cake, and it's got some kind of cartoon pictures on the side, and it's really, really unique too. Whether you're a Trump fan or not a Trump fan, come and take it, check it out.
Randy put on these shows, out here. And the whole town would be out here to see. They'd be parked everywhere on the highway to watch them.
Quita's home, sweet home. Grew up here, graduated here, moved away a couple times, always come back to the big city of Quita.
Yeah, that gets in your blood. messing with these fireworks. Every year, you know, it gets in your blood that you want to have a stand and run a stand, you know.
You know, the way the fireworks business is, everyone has a fireworks guy. And a lot of times that fireworks guy is who I sell to. I am the fireworks guy. We have so much fun here with the employees, and the best part of it when you're running a stand is those people that come and you get to see them. You may only see them once a year, but they're your best buddy right then.
My favorites are the ones that you put into the tube and they shoot straight up and boom, cool lights everywhere.
Well, just be careful and be sure to know the restrictions for your area. You can find fireworks available, safety tips, and the areas around Tulsa where you can legally use fireworks when you visit greatscottfireworks.us.
I love fireworks. They're such a blast. Get it?
Yeah, got it.
Fireworks really bring the boom.
All right, that's enough. Stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Be sure and join us next week when we go back in time and visit the renovated New Show movie theater in Bixby.
Special thanks to Louis Lynch for sharing his love for string instruments at the Tulsa Violin Shop.
Well, thanks too to Scott Keck for teaching us a thing or two about bows and arrows at the Archery Outpost. And thanks to Sheridan Salmon for telling us the finer points of wedding planning at Milestones by Sheridan.
Plus, thanks to Randy Scott for making the 4th of July safe and fun at Great Scott Fireworks.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at ExploreTulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
And hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
I'm at Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
And we welcome our newest sponsors, Doctors Mark and Michelle Sherwood at 61st and Sheridan.
Remember, your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with the Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.